Forest Rangers. Today I will be reading Chapter 2, Calling All Cuckoos. I will begin at page 5. My dad laughed when he read the rules. Sage said, putting a scarlet hoodie in her backpack. He says it's hilarious that we can't use cell phones or computers. Adults assume we can't do anything without the internet, Mari added. There was a snap as she finished twisting a rubber band around her braid. I can't believe I have to leave my camera behind, Dev said with a sigh. Even worse, I had to trade it for an and cam. That isn't even a cool name. What is it? A combination of an animal and a camera? He was comparing his ultra-advanced camera to the tiny device that all the contestants had received that afternoon. This thing doesn't even have a decent photo lens. We're going to have to get super close to get our shots. The ANCAM was a digital camera and walkie-talkie combo made just for the race. All the race devices were set up to call only one number, the Wildlife Hotline. Teams could use it to contact the race organizers to get new clues, or if they got into trouble. The organizers used the devices to send maps or other information to the contestants. At least the ANCAM is fair, Mari said. All the teams have the same stuff. And cell phones wouldn't get a signal in the Amazon anyway, Russell reminded them. If they did, Dev chimed in, I bet the green team would be calling their mommies every 5 minutes. Everyone laughed, even Russell. He could tell that Dev had just picked a team at random to make fun of. Dev wasn't trying to be mean, just funny. Russell hadn't told his new teammates that he was friends with everyone on the green team. Now, definitely did not seem like the right time. The funny thing about Dev's joke was that Dallas's mom had this awesome tech job. Her company made cutting-edge phones and other smart devices. Dallas's house was full of cool stuff. If anyone would have a way of contacting his mom from the Amazon, it would be Dallas. The 4 members of the red team were in the middle of packing their bags. The wildlife started the next day. They carried only a backpack during the race. The organizers would take the rest of their stuff to the next stop, so it would be waiting for them. Marcia and Javier headed up the wildlife clothing and supply crew, and they were in the red team's bunkhouse, advising the team on their wardrobe and gear. You all need to take a red backpack and a red rain poncho, Marcia said, but picking the rest is up to you. You get 20 pieces in all. Each team member could choose from a whole rack of athletic clothing and shoes. Since they were the red team, everything was in some shade of red. Is it good or bad that we're red? Russell asked. We won't be camouflaged. Other teams will totally be able to spot us. I'm more worried about getting lost, Mari replied. If we get lost, like really lost, a bright red poncho won't help at all. What do we do then? Don't get lost, Sage said in a matter-of-fact tone. We have to stick together. That's good advice, Javier said with a laugh. But Mari, Dev, and Russell all glanced at one another. It wasn't as if they were going to get lost on purpose. If you do lose track of the team, you could use one of these, Javier offered, holding up something that looked like a kazoo. He put it to his lips, and out came a sound that seemed to be half laugh and half squawk. Javier blew again, and the old musical chuckle repeated. We're turning to page 20. Oh, is that the call of a squirrel cuckoo bird? Mari asked. Javier blinked several times and then stared at Mari. He looked down at the wooden instrument. Paella Cayana, he read out loud. Oh, yeah, Mari said. I think that's the scientific name for squirrel cuckoo. Javier turned the instrument in his hand. He rubbed his fingers over a carving on the other side. What do you know? Squirrel cuckoo, he read. What? Dev questioned. I thought the squirrel and the cuckoo bird were two totally different animals. Mari, how'd you know that? I don't know, Mari responded. I probably saw it on TV or something. It has a very distinct call. She didn't look up, but instead investigated a number of tank tops, running her fingertips along the seams. Russell joined Mari when she moved to the table with the shoe options. Did he want sports sandals that could get wet, hiking boots for protection, or running shoes for speed? What shoes are you guys getting? He asked. You need 2 pairs, Sage said, 'cause they'll get wet and there's nothing worse than wet feet. Russell sighed. Sage had no problem giving advice. He reached for a pair of sandals, like the ones he had worn last year. Don't even think about choosing something that does not have closed toes, Sage added. This completes the reading of part of Chapter 2. This is Mrs. Claiborne signing off. I hope you have enjoyed it and look forward to the rest of Chapter 2 with Miss Cromartie. Have a great day.